Oh,
be legally classified as a tier 3 diddler.
summer 2025 is slowly approaching. But too bad, we're talking about a show that's coming fall 2025. And that is Yusha Kei no Shisho Chobatsu Yusha 9004 Tai Keimu Kiroku, or Sentenced to be a Hero X. I was planning to make a video about this a bit ago, but I forgot about it, so here it is. So, what's the show about? I don't know. It sounds pretty generic. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make it enjoyable. You can watch AniNews video on it if you want to know more about the story. But I'm mostly very interested at the people behind the show. From the trailer itself, you can definitely see the similarities in terms of art style from Mushoku Tensei. It definitely has that grittier look to it, very dark color design. I mean, you can barely see any daytime in the trailer. Maybe you see 5:30 a.m. or PM lighting here and there. A lot of movement, ambitious shots like the first person shot, this slashing shot, this incredible cut with crazy background animation, and a non-ambitious shot, just pure character acting animation on display on a 2,000-year-old lolly demon, probably. Poggers. Interestingly, there's two trailers slash PV. One was 2 months ago and one was a year ago. Most of it is just the same shots, but surprisingly, it's different mostly on the comp and the style. The 2-month one is probably the style that they wanted, at least the director. It's mostly Kagenashi, with even the line work being different. My guess is that the trailer a year ago was before some of the episodes were finished, so they changed it to match the tone of the episode, coloring wise. In the trailer a year ago, they were just showcasing it as a trailer, maybe. That's my guess. This is a Studio Kai project. Most of you probably don't even know what studio this is. To put it shortly, they are a new studio. Technically, their first project is Hori-san to Horimiya-kun before the Horimiya adaptation by Cloverworks. And if you look here, aired at September 2012 to May 2021? Maybe. In reality, Studio Kai only did episode 6, which aired in 2021. So yeah, the other episodes were by the different studios credited. The most important counterpart, you can say, it's with Studio Gonzo. Studio Gonzo was an infamous studio back in the day. They did some very popular niche stuff if you are in the anime sphere, but had some financial issues, but was still able to be afloat because of another company. They merged, I think. Then in 2019, they transferred some of their properties to Studio Kai, and basically most of their staff is now in Studio Kai. So that's how it is. I'm keeping it short. Just like my penis. Studio Kai has put out some really good looking stuff. Uma Musume Season 2 and 3 looks decent. Futopi looks good. I saw Nozumo Abe participating. It's very rare nowadays that he's working outside of Ufotable. And don't ask me how he got into Futopi. I'm too lazy to research. Shinepost is still one of the best looking idol shows out there. You gotta love when the animation moves a lot, but all the stuff I mentioned is not really important for this project. The team is obviously pretty similar to Mushoku Tensei, but not really. Right now, the team that was formed to make MT are like divided in a way. One is led by Takashima with Sentenced to be Hero X, and one is led by Shingo Fuji, coming back to Studio Bind to direct another show, Ruri no Hoseki. Hiroki Takashima probably did two of the most impressive episodes in MT. One is episode 5, where he did not just direct and storyboarded, he also solo key animated it himself. And of course, he did arguably the best episode in MT, Turning Point 2. If you look at the staff, most of them are quote-unquote from Mushoku Tensei. Assistant director and creature designer Yoshiko Nakakoji did some key animation in Mushoku Tensei. By the way, when I say Mushoku Tensei, I only mean Season 1, because I'm over there work on Season 2. Character designer Takeru Noda did mostly AD stuff in MT. Makes sense because he's mostly a character designer. And prop designer Kota Sugawa, a lot of key animation. You get the jizz. Jizz? Shinji's jizz. What's more interesting though is from the looks of things, Takashima has been working on the studio for a bit. In April 2022, they did a music video relative to Shinepost that Takashima also directed, storyboarded, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. And the people I mentioned before, that's the main staff from Sentenced to be a Hero, also participated. Of course, there's the whole thing with Idolmaster E149, but that's just more about Manabu Okamoto, director of MT. That's not really in relation with this. But again, most of the Mushoku Tensei staff worked there rather than season 2 of MT. But now let's talk about the VTubers. What's parasocial? That's a penis. Cum jar. In 2022 to 2024, Studio Kai did quite a bit of MVs for VTubers. It ranged between Miko, Marine, Holostars, or Hololive. Of course, these MVs had their own directors that made it look visually their own style, with also their connections. The MV that is the most important though is Shinkiro. It's a music video about Marine and Guro's original song, I think. I mean, look at this lesbian couple. Always about the gay ships. Because VTuber fans can't handle straight relationships. This music video is directed and storyboarded by Hiroki Takashima. And again, all the main staff from Sense to Be Hero also contributed some key animation here. You can kind of see the style that Takashima has. Of course, these two are very different. The way it's conveying the art style. One is leaning more to that gritty Kagenashi look, simplistic, while the other one is trying to capture that old vibe look, adding the film grain and also making the aspect ratio the letterbox thing. But I'm talking more about how he really likes to highlight the line art a lot. Even when I compare it to the two trailers, one is significantly had thicker outlines, which I think that is the look that Takashima wanted. There was also the other one that Shun Enokido directed, that Takashima also participated, but that's a beast on its own. And again, Enokido is working on something that's not Fate Strange Fake. Aniplex, what the fuck are we doing? From the looks of things, it looks like this show has been in production for quite a bit. The fact that the main staff for Sense to Be a Hero, X, has been appearing in multiple Studio Kai stuff may lead to the fact that the team has, or was formed a bit ago, but that's just an educated guess. Takashima seems like he can go all out with this project. Not maybe all out. Maybe there's gonna be a couple of strong episodes and hopefully the quality is stable. Like from the trailer, not like a Wistoria, where Tachi Yoshihara could only go unfiltered Yoshihara for like one episode. Then it was pretty broken because the limitations and the schedule, but still had some nice cuts here and there. Well, that could also lean on the fact that maybe Yoshihara was more focused on the Chainsaw Man movie because he's the director. This also tells a tale about how important staff is more than a studio. There's two shows that has action from the looks of things from Studio Kai, but one looks pretty bland. Yes, it has movement, but the overall aesthetic is But then you see Sense to Be a Hero, X. You can see how good a show can look with very strong staff surrounding it. That also correlates with how much the team, or more accurately, the director has in terms of resources. If you have to outsource the 2D animation to another studio, that leads to not being able to communicate very effectively. That's GG for the show. It's all about having a good rounding staff and the resources to back it up from the studio. I know this is another filler video, but I got sick for like a day, so I had to change this to a filler video. But don't worry, Anime Expo next month will give me a lot of filler videos. And also because my reaction channel is giving me a hard time to manage. Not because it's hard work, because I'm a lazy monkey. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what your thoughts about this anime. Will it be good, bad, generic, amazing? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.